What does your bartender recommend?
Well, my bartender is E.P. Sutton, and he recommends Falls City.
Falls City was kind of a people's beer that started right here in Louisville. It was a group of pub owners and grocery store owners that got together to come up with a brand to break a monopoly.
The young brewery was successful in breaking that monopoly, which a much larger brewer held on local taverns. But after only a few successful years, Prohibition was enacted, and Falls City was forced to survive by selling ice and near beer. But survive it did, and when Prohibition ended, Falls City was one of only 10 breweries ready to quench the nation's thirst for beer.
And Falls City made an English ale. After Prohibition, they, as most regional brewers did, went to the American lager as their sole brand and got rid of the ales.
Falls City's a light-bodied beer that's brewed for full flavor. Compare the taste, compare the price. You'll pick a city.
This is when Falls City became a smooth American lager that most remember.
They finally just decided to make the American lager 100%.
That version of Falls City was brewed on the corner of 31st and Broadway for decades. But in 1978, after a 10-year sales drop, Falls City stopped making beer.
The brand was dead, and if some people had gotten the brand, their whole idea was just to make sure it stayed dead.
Now David Easterling is trying to bring it back, and bring it back to its roots.
2.5 years ago, we hit the market. The idea, when I thought to bring the brand back, and I wanted to bring it back as a craft beer, that's something that's never been done before, to bring a value brand back as a craft brand. And I didn't know if it would work or not. So we're just kind of turning a few pages back and coming out with some good ales like they did back in 1905.
But so far, people are glad to see the beer back on tap.
But I think the liquid speaks for itself. If people were drinking it purely for nostalgia, they probably would have gotten tired of it by now. And we're the #1 selling craft tap handle in Louisville. So people like the beer.
And if David has his way, Falls City beer will be part of Louisville for many years to come.
All I really ever set out to do was give people the opportunity to drink a Falls City like their dads and granddads did. And so people have memory of that. They have memory of the backyard barbecue and everybody drinking a Falls City. And your right to have a Falls City has been restored. So mission accomplished.